Welcome back, familia, to Northside LDN. And today, Arsenal 2, Sporting Lisbon 2. E eu não acredito what I've just witnessed. Honestly, the defending today was absolutely shambolic. Pub football defending. And going forward, it was atrocious as well. I don't know, acredito, que tipo de merda was I watching today? Listen, we showed heart, but we also showed heart against Bournemouth, and I was expecting a better performance today. Against Bournemouth, when we won 3-2, we showed heart, we showed desire, but we didn't see the level of performance that we wanted to see. But the heart and desire got us through. I was expecting a better performance today against Sporting Lisbon. I was ready to cook these, man. I was ready telling my guy over WhatsApp. I was telling Andre, filho da puta, today you're going to hold 4, bro. Today you're going to hold 3. But it is what it is. Arsenal 2, Sporting Lisbon 2, and today we got to be completely, I think, ser honesto. I have to be honest today. It wasn't good enough. And once again, Arsenal turning up for only 45 minutes. The first 45 minutes was Sporting Lisbon. They were the better team. They were pressing within 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. They could have been up 2-0 if they were more clinical. Very similar to what happened against Bournemouth with Billing and Solanke bullying our centre-backs, bullying our defence. We was getting caught out. Our fullbacks bombing way too far up, too much of a high line, and we was exposing ourselves and showing once again that we are still not learned defensively in terms of nullifying teams that are very direct, hit us on the counter-attack. Ben White, we already know that he hasn't got a lot of pace, getting cooked. Trincao cooking this guy, cooking this filho da puta, putting him on his ass. What is going on here? What is going on? Trincao, you know, this guy ain't even been levels to Sporting Lisbon, but Mazaki, he turns into Ronaldinho. He turns into Rivaldo. He turns into R9. What is going on here? Not good enough. Not good enough. Going forward, the midfield as well, not providing enough chances as well for Reece Nelson, for Martinelli, for Saka. Obviously, Martinelli's playing out of position. We don't have a striker that's in form. Eddie Nketiah hasn't been good enough. Jesus is just about to come back from injury, but not good enough, caramba. Mas que está a passar aqui? Mas que está a passar aqui? I don't understand what's going on. Fabio Vieira, normally a player that I always get onto, I always cost Fabio Vieira, was the only midfielder really and truly that was looking like he was trying. At least the guy was trying. He ain't of the level, which is why I wanted to get players in January and players in the summer. But it is what it is. I actually thought today is the best performance I've seen from Fabio Vieira in an Arsenal shirt, and that says it all because I don't even rate Fabio Vieira. Mas qual tipo de porcaria que está a passar aqui? Jogador que nem acredito is the one that's playing the best. What is going on here? Jorginho. The one thing I said, this guy, for me, was brought in to be more of a rotation for Granit Xhaka. The one thing I like about Jorginho is his passing. He can pinpoint a great pass. He's good at balls over the top. Where did we see that today? Where was the passing? Where was the creativity? Where were the chances being created for Reece Nelson, Martinelli, Saka? I didn't see any of that from Jorginho today. Honestly, not good enough. Granit Xhaka, again, going through the motions, not good enough. Not creating enough. For all the praise Granit Xhaka has been getting this season, I'm not seeing it, caramba. Mas que está a passar aqui? Que está a passar aqui? It's all good doing little backward, sideways passes, but bro, you need to be more effective. You need to pass the ball forward. Mas que está a passar aqui? Zinchenko. At times, yes, I was praising him. I was actually thinking, you know what, Zinchenko, he was cutting into the middle like he always does, taking on 1-2 players, Sporting players, passing the ball forward, more direct. I've always said that I think Zinchenko is actually the more direct player out of any of our midfielders. I think he's more direct than Xhaka, he's more direct than Jorginho at times. I think he's more direct than Fabio Vieira. Why not put him in the midfield? I don't understand, because he was shocking once again defensively. This guy is always shocking defensively. It ain't good enough, Kadaba. What's going on? What is going on? Ben White, we already know that you ain't got the pace. Step back. Step back, bro. Give yourself a yard. So when Trincao gets the ball, you've got a yard of space to react to him. But instead, he's getting sucked in, pushing way too far up, and we were getting exposed. Within 10 minutes, we're already getting exposed to 2 chances. Like, honestly, it was like Bournemouth part 2, defensively. Today, absolutely sham, but the defense was crap. Kivior, I heard so many men trying to justify Kivior to me, telling me, he can play as a CDM, he can play as this. Bro, this is what I've been saying about players, yeah? That are jack of all trades and master of none. Eu não tenho que ver mais nenhuma porcaria from Kivior. Eu estou cansado, já vi tudo. Não tem mais para ver. Eu estou cansado. Eu não quero ver mais nada. Yeah? I don't need to see no more. The way Kivior ducked out of that header, bro. The way this guy's ducking. He's ducking more man than 6'9". You know what I'm saying? Ducking everywhere. Ducking Treyway, ducking flipping Birdman, ducking everyone, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not good enough. Ducking little Dirk. How are you going to duck out of a header like that? And you're a centre-back. Not good enough. Not good enough from Kiwior today. Shocking. Saliba had certain moments, but Kiwior was absolutely atrocious today. Atrocious, allowing Paulinho to get inside, allowing him to take a shot to score, not marking up his man, not picking up his man, not marking his man for the corner, not jumping up. What is going? ¿Qué está a pasar aquí? Que no estoy entender. ¿Qué está a pasar aquí? We weren't good enough today. We got away with it. Yes, it's a draw. Yeah, we got the second leg at the Emirates and this and that. But honestly, what I want to see is an improvement on things that we're not doing right in previous games. Against Bournemouth, defensively, we were shocking. We're getting caught out on the counter. We're getting our fullbacks getting caught out of position, bombing way too far forward and forgetting the defensive duties. And once again today, we're seeing the same pucaria, and I'm sick and tired of it. As much as I wanted to go on, I wanted to go off on Reece Nelson, Martinelli, and Saka. At the end of the day, what service did they get in the first half? What service did they get in the first half? It ain't good enough. Tina Turner punching balls out that you can just catch. No one even around you. What's going on? You got to do better. Bro, it ain't good enough. It ain't good enough. Why was he not more commanding in the box? It's not good enough. It's not good enough. When I see a centre-back ducking out of a header, for me, já vi tudo. Já não tem mais para ver. Eu já vi tudo. Não vale a pena. Epa, não vale a pena. Não vale a pena. And this is now I understand why Kiwior was only 20 to 25 million pounds. Because that's his level. He ain't good enough. From what I'm seeing right now, he ain't good enough. And it's down to him to prove me different. Because you ducking out of a header, I mean, what is going on here? What is going on? Not picking up your man, not picking up runners. What is going on here? Zinchenko, I've been saying it. The second goal. How are you allowing man to cut in like that? The minimum you do is you make yourself big so he can't even pass the ball or cross the ball into the box where it's dangerous, where it's going to an opposition player. But he just allows him through. No, don't worry. Come through. This is the cinema. There you go. Yeah, go to room 1. Don't worry. Just go straight through. Don't worry about it. There you go. Just go straight through. No, tô cansado. Eu não mereço essa porcaria. No, it's not good enough from Zinchenko today. Not good enough for everything that he brings in the midfield. Just play him as a midfielder. I'm sick and tired of seeing this guy's defensive deficiencies every game. It ain't good enough. And it ain't working in terms of the defense. We got Zinchenko that can't defend properly. Kiwior that can't defend properly. Ben White now getting caught out of position. It ain't good enough. I saw Ben White get put on his ass 2 times, but man, this guy got spun. Nah, it's an embarrassment. And it's a complete embarrassment. And it doesn't work when you've got Jorginho as a CDM in the middle of that park. Because I've been saying it, that Jorginho, his best attributes are not defensive, it's attacking. He's better at attacking and going forward. He doesn't strive in defensive duty. So I don't understand why you're going to allow Kiwior, that's having the first game for Arsenal, starting for Arsenal, Zinchenko that can't defend, and Ben White that's going to get caught out for pace, which is what they were doing within 10 minutes. Why are you then putting Jorginho on front? Just play Partey. So Partey can shield a little bit of the defensive duties of Zinchenko, of Ben White, of Kiwior. It doesn't really make sense. And the balance wasn't here. The balance wasn't there. I know the manager after made some changes and I understand that. But at the same time, it ain't good enough. Reece Nelson today was shocking. Saka was absolutely shocking. I love Saka. But today he was shocking. I think it's because of fatigue. The guy doesn't get subbed off. The guy doesn't get a minute's rest. The guy plays every single game. I'm not even going to get onto Saka. Because at the end of the day, I understand why the performances are dropping. The guy is fatigued. The guy está cansado. No entendo. Like, you want to rotate certain players, but players like Saka that are playing week in, week out, you don't think you're going to burn him out? Do we really, should we really have to rely on Saka to beat Sporting Lisbon? All due respect, we should be slapping Sporting Lisbon with or without Saka. It ain't good enough. Today, we could have won the game if we were a lot better and more compact defensively. People are telling me about, Tini, let's sell Tini. What book are you not talking about? No. Tini is our best left back. And we continue to see that week in, week out. Zinchenko is an option, but he is not the best. Certain games he works and certain games he doesn't work. And when teams are hitting us on the break, like Sporting Lisbon were hitting us on the break, this guy defensively always leaves a gaping hole at left back. And he wasn't the only one today. Because Ben White was doing the same thing on the right-hand side. Not good enough. Completely not good enough. That first half was a complete embarrassment. We didn't have any rhythm. We were just getting the ball. Jorginho passing it backwards, sideways. Fabi Vieira passing it backwards, sideways, crossing the ball. I don't know who he was crossing the ball into. I don't know what Bukaria was going on there. But Xhaka doing the same thing as well, going through the motions. Where's the Xhaka that we had a couple of months ago? Because I haven't seen that Xhaka in a long time. Não, eu não estou aqui para tolerar performances like this. We got away with it, but I'm telling you right now, Fulham on the weekend, if we don't fix up, we're losing. Playing like this, we're losing. You cannot play for only 45 minutes. You got to turn up for 90 minutes. Eventually, it will catch up to us. And today, we got away with it. It wasn't a great performance. Yes, we scored the first goal from a set piece. It was Saliba that scored. Then Xhaka with the deflection. Why weren't more players taking shots? This is the thing. You can have all the possession in the world. People need to take more shots. That Xhaka took a shot. Yes, the deflection was a bit lucky, but you know what I mean? You got to gamble. You got to take a chance. You got to do things. It's all good holding possession and pinning them to their box. But what are we doing? In the first half, Sporting had the clearer options. Sporting were cutting through us. Sporting was exposing Ben White's, but the fact that Ben White ain't fast enough to track back. They were exposing the fact that Zinchenko kept going central. And then when Xhaka covers Zinchenko as left back, it's even worse. Because first of all, we already know that Xhaka, his best attributes is not defensive. And then second of all, he doesn't even have the recovery speed. At least Zinchenko, to a degree, has recovery speed. He's a fast player. Not the fastest, but he's fast. Xhaka doesn't have the speed. So if you catch him out of position, he's gone. And then he doesn't strive being defensive. And the best we've seen from him this season is when we strip him away from the defensive duties and we just focus on him going forward and providing balls and chances to Nelson, Martinelli, and Saka. So I don't understand why Tini can't play. I don't understand, man. I don't understand. I'm not here with all this, he's ill. Não quero ouvir nada disso. Yeah? Você é jogador profissional. Yeah? Você tem que estar aqui para jogar para a equipa ganhar. That's what I want to see. The team needs to win. I'm not talking for no sick note. I don't want no sick note. If Tini came to me with a sick note, I'd rip it and say, bro, go on the pitch, bro. All you got to do is perform for 90 minutes. Most people work 8, 10, 12-hour shifts. I don't want to hear none of that. Go on the pitch and perform. I ain't got time for none of this about I'm sick. You know, I'm not hearing none of that. I'm not hearing none of that. Not good enough. Martinelli as well. I understand. Just like Trossard, he's playing through the middle. It's not his position. But the only good thing that Martinelli did today is running through the middle of the pitch. He ran through the middle, took on the whole team, beat the goalkeeper, and then St. Just literally just got to it at the last moment. That's the only good thing I saw from Martinelli today. Saka, he was a passenger today. Complete passenger. Reece Nelson, everything he tried weren't working. And he got put on his ass as well one time. So it ain't good enough, man. It was predictable from Reece Nelson today. And this is why when I'm hearing certain porcaria news, I'm saying, eu tô a ver da gente a falar, bare people talking to me about contract extension for Reece Nelson because he scored against Bournemouth. This is what I'm saying. If you're not consistent, I don't want you to get a contract renewal. You can be here to the end of the season, and then in the summer you can go. It is what it is. I don't want to see no players getting extensions just based off of scoring one goal against Bournemouth. Where were you today, Reece Nelson? But I can't completely just slander Reece Nelson, Martinelli, and Saka because the midfield in the first half weren't providing. The second half, I think we started very well. We were faster, more direct. We were playing little triangles. We was actually trying to get in behind, playing through balls, actually asking questions of the Sporting defense. And that is what I wanted to see. You know, you got to be more direct with your passing. I know sometimes when you try and play these through balls and the balls over the top, sometimes the ball gets lost and everything else like that. I don't get sabed. Playing it backwards sideways ain't going to win you a game. You need to penetrate. You need to have some sort of direction, forward thinking in the way that we're playing football. And it was a lot better in the second half. But what kept letting us down? The defense. The defense continued to let us down this game. Eu já tô farto de dizer a mesma porcaria, a falar a mesma porcaria todos os dias. I'm tired of it. End of the day, Zinchenko isn't good enough as a left back. Play him in the middle, especially when Xhaka isn't doing good enough or Fabi Vieira isn't doing good enough. Just play him in the middle. Play him in the middle. We basically do play him in the middle. He goes in the middle and then forgets to run back and track back as a left back. So just play him in the middle and put Tini there on the left. There you go. You got the best of both worlds. It's literally as simple as that. And nobody ever, nunca mais is anyone going to tell me about Kivior. He's versatile. That's why we bought him. He can play a CDM. Bro, this guy can't even play in his main position. Not good enough. Not good enough today for Kivior. It is a disgrace to be jumping out of a header like that and ducking the ball. You are a centre-back. You bust a gut to get to that ball. You bust a gut to head that out. Yeah? You put your body in front of it. The goalkeeper does. The goalkeepers don't cower out of it. So why are we expecting centre-backs to cower out of a cross into the box? No. I'm not hearing that. I'm not here for none of that. Yeah? No. Não tô aqui com essa porcaria porque eu já tô cansado. Não quero ouvir nada dessa porcaria. Not good enough from Kivio. Not good enough. And Ben White, you need to understand your deficiencies, bro. You need to understand your deficiencies. When he's one-on-one with attackers, he's okay. But if you know that you can't track back, or if you see after 5-10 minutes that the winger is blitzing you for pace, then you need to use your brain and understand you need to give him a yard so you can actually react to what he's doing. It ain't good enough. It is not good enough. Let's get straight into it. Within 5 minutes, one long ball over the top. Ben White out of position. Sporting Lisbon player cuts in and just hits it wide. And like I said, within 5 minutes, it should have been 1-0 up. Yeah, if it wasn't for the lack of finishing from Sporting, just like Bournemouth. Fabio Vieira misplacing passes once again, crossing the ball to no one at times, completely frustrating Fabio Vieira. But to be honest, as the game went on, at least he was one of the players that was actually trying to do something, trying to get in the end of the ball, trying to do something with what was going on. But Zinchenko, on Zinchenko's side, Sporting got through again. And if they were better at finishing, we would be 2-0 down within 10 minutes. And that's shocking, man. That is shocking. We started shockingly against Bournemouth. And this game, for me, it was shocking the way we started this game as well. We can't be giving these teams these levels of opportunities. Against better opposition, yeah, we would have been 2-0 down within 10 minutes. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Another ball over the top from Ben White's side, and he was struggling with Trincao, and Trincao just putting him on his ass. And this is what I'm saying, like, come on, man, like, what is going on? At this point, I was thinking, what is going on? Ben White, what are you doing? Why are you bombing way too far up? Yes, of course, on that right-hand side, you want to overlap Saka at times to give him an option. But you need to pick your chances and your runs at the right time. You can't just be bombarding forward and going crazy. Like, what is going on here? Not good enough from Ben White in the first half. Not good enough. Vieira corner, Saliba heads it in. Sporting player gets rowdy with Zinchenko, but the Sporting player holds Zinchenko down to the floor. Don't know why he was getting rowdy. And it was a good header from Saliba. Great cross from Fabio Vieira, to be honest with you. Great corner, great cross. And yeah, Saliba literally just had to tap it in, heads it in, and it was 1-0. And yeah, at this point you're thinking, come on, let's get the second, let's get the third, let's get the fourth. But yeah, didn't really go down that way. Sporting corner, Inacio heads it in. Kivio is Kivio's man, and he ducks out of the header. And I'm just thinking, what is going on here? What is going on here? I mean, simple, basic defending this guy can't do. Shocking. For me, shocking. You can't do that as a centre-back. You can't be ducking out of headers like that. Vieira crosses to no one. Reece Nelson crossing to no one. And that was the frustration. You know, everyone just crossing to no one. The ball's going to no one, not reaching their man. They're either under-hitting it or over-hitting it. What's going on here? What is going on here? You lot are supposed to be upping up the level of what we showed against Bournemouth. The Bournemouth, yes, it was passion, but the performance wasn't there. I'm expecting a performance now. What's going on? Todo mundo na praia, todo mundo relaxado, todo mundo feel it's only Sporting. I'm going to chill out. Vou chilar, tô aqui, tô uma boa. Tô na praia, tô de férias. There's no need to put any effort in the crossing, in the passing, in the intensity, in making runs. What's going on here? Nah, man, I'm sorry, because we should be slapping up Sporting. I'm sorry. I hold my club to a high standard. I'm not having my club putting up a performance like that against Sporting. I know that the result is 2-2, but at the end of the day, it ain't good enough. We should have put these men to bed. We should have slapped these guys. But we didn't. We were lackluster in every department today. And we got away with it. We got away with it today. But it is what it is. Before halftime, Sporting almost scores. Kivio passing out from the back with Turner straight to the Sporting player, but Turner recovered the ball just in time. And this is what I'm saying, like, you, man, if you're getting pressed here, if you see, if the goalkeeper, as a goalkeeper, you can see the whole pitch. If you can see that Kivio's getting pressed, Saliba's getting pressed, Ben White's getting pressed, Zinchenko's getting pressed, kick it out. Kick it out. Why are you trying to play up from the back when you're getting pressed? Yes, we got away with it. But this is what I'm saying. All of these situations where we're getting away with it, eventually, it's going to bite us in the arse. Yeah, and Turner did make himself big and saved it. But just don't put yourself in those positions. Kick it out. You know, certain situations, the manager's going to understand you can't always, he's not expecting you to play up from the back. If all your defenders are getting pressed and you're getting pressed, just kick it out, bro. Just kick it out. I don't get it. Saka gets spun twice by Trincao, and Trincao shoots at goal, but it's saved. And Saka got put on his ass. I can't lie. Saka looked fatigued. He looked knackered. He looked absolutely knackered, man. Absolutely knackered. And I would have preferred to rest Saka against Sporting than rest him against Fulham. I know Fulham ain't going to have Paulinho for them, but at the end of the day, they're a very good team. And Marco Silva's doing really well with them. I would have preferred Saka to miss this game and not play against Fulham. And it showed today, because even though Saka was selected today, what did he do? What did he do? Did he create any opportunities? Did he score? What did he do today? And I'm not getting on to Saka, but the reality is, it just shows even with the game, we could get a result. We can get a result even without Saka up against Sporting. So we should have just rested him. The guy is fatigued. I can't even grill him. I can't even get onto Saka. Not because he's a player that I like, because I get onto anyone. If you don't, at the end of the day, the club is the star. At the end of the day, the players have to perform, whether I like you or not. But the guy plays every flipping game, every minute. And today it showed. He was knackered today. Saka was knackered. Why is he playing every minute? Why is he not getting subbed? I don't understand. I don't understand that. You know, Arteta needs to work on his man management, because I think that's poor. And I'm telling you right now, if he pulls a hamstring, God forbid, Nossa Senhora Fátima do Céu, eu tô arrasado. Por amor de Deus, please don't let Saka get injured, yeah? But if this guy gets injured, it's going to be a long 12 games. It's going to be a long 12 games to the end of the season. I'm telling you right now. Zinchenko with a nice through ball to Martinelli, who hits it straight at the keeper. And this is what I'm saying about Zinchenko. For all his deficiencies defensively, a lot of times his passing is more direct. He finds little through balls, and he's been doing this in recent games. I've been seeing Zinchenko do that. And that is why I'd rather him be on the bench to be a rotation player or a starter ahead of Xhaka. Because I think Xhaka hasn't been that great. Yes, Xhaka scored a goal today, but vamos ser sincero. Just because you score a goal doesn't mean your overall game was good. Xhaka wasn't good today. Not saying he was the only one, but he ain't good enough. And scoring a goal to me, não justifica having a bad performance. And it doesn't mean that all of a sudden now you had a good game. For me, plays Zinchenko in the Xhaka role. He's more direct with his passing, and he seems to find players. And that little pass through to Martinelli, if only Martinelli buried that, we would have been talking about a different game, a different scoreline, you know? And that is what I like from Zinchenko. Just stop him having these defensive duties. The guy can't do it. He can't do it from Sporting, that come from the what, 6th strongest league in the world. Come on, man. I've seen enough. The guy can't defend. He's a midfielder. He's a midfielder. I've seen enough. I don't need anyone to justify it to me. I don't need to see any more. Yeah? Don't go anywhere. The guy cannot defend Zinchenko. Play him as a midfielder. Fabio Vieira with a good shot, but goes wide. That was close. He hits it. It just about skims the right-hand side post, and it just about goes wide. It almost went bottom corner. That was a good attempt from Fabio Vieira, and that is something that I'm going to praise Fabio Vieira today for. The guy kept trying. The guy kept trying to do things. Was his passing always great? No. Was his crossing always great? No. But he actually, sometimes I actually think he was the best out of a bad bunch. I think Fabio Vieira actually had the best game. And I can't actually believe, eu não acredito. Eu juro por Deus, juro na vida minha mãe, eu não acredito that I'm saying that Fabio Vieira was the best player today on the pitch. Because I don't rate this guy. I don't rate this guy. But today, we have to keep it real. He was the most consistent player today. Does it mean he was perfect? No. Does it mean that everything he done was sourcing? No. But today, he was actually good. He was actually decent. And that's more than I can say for a lot of players today. And players that I actually rate above Fabio Vieira. And that just goes to show the manager needs to fix this up. Because I'm telling you right now, when you're looking at the scores and you're looking at the performances against Bournemouth and against Sporting, it ain't matching up. And eventually that catches up with you. When your performances ain't matching the scorelines, eventually those performances will drop you points or drop you out of competitions, etc., etc. Because you can only continue to keep playing poorly and getting results for so long. So that needs to be something that gets addressed. But Zinchenko doesn't close down his man. Kivior doesn't mark Paulinho, and he scores. And at this point, I'm just thinking, I was in the car to go pick up my girl from the station. I was in the car, I was thinking, esse marica da merda. Zinchenko, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? How are you allowing man to cut in like that, bro? Stand your man down. And when he's about to shoot, make yourself big. I see people do it all the time in Power League. You stand your man off. As soon as he's going to shoot, you make yourself big like this. Man go like this. Do the nalinga. You know what I mean? Do the candy dance. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it hits whatever side of your body. You know what I'm saying? Make yourself big. But this guy just allows people to cut in and pass into the box. Oh, mas kita sa passar aqui? Mas kita sa passar aqui, Zinchenko? And then Kivio, why are you not picking up your man, bro? The striker balling is right there. You can't stick a foot in. Win the ball. Flipping put your body to it. But then again, how can I expect Kivio to put his body into it and give his all and use whatever part of his body to block the ball when he's ducking out of headers for the corner, for the first goal? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's honestly shocking defending. Shocking defending, man. You know what I'm saying? No. Martinelli runs through the whole sporting team, beats the goalkeeper, but then St. Just about gets back to it and blocks it. And that was a great run and block from St. Just. I mean, Martinelli to take off all those players, literally run through the sporting team, hit them on the counter. We've seen him do this before. I've seen him do this against Chelsea a couple of seasons ago. So we know that he has this in his locker, but he should be burying that. You should be burying that. I feel like Martinelli took a bit too long to release the ball and just shoot and put it in the back of the net. I think he could have done a little bit better, but maybe he was just, he was done by that point. After taking on the whole team, maybe he was fatigued by the time he got in front of goal. But if he would have released that shot a lot earlier, I think we would have been talking about a different game, a different scoreline. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Palhinha in again through Ben White's side and just hits it wide. And this is what I'm saying. I mean, I know the manager. Listen, I can understand that the manager after went and bought on Tomiyasu for Zinchenko and, you know, Thomas Partey for Jorginho and Gabriel come on for Kivio. I get that, but I think he should have did these changes a lot earlier. It weren't working in the first half. So either you was going to put Zinchenko in the middle and take Xhaka off, or you put Tomiyasu on by half time and take Zinchenko off. I think that should have been done at half time instead of the 63rd minute. Thomas Partey coming in for Jorginho. We was getting every time in a counter attack, Jorginho was not controlling the midfield. Why wasn't Thomas Partey coming on at half time? That could have been a move that was done a lot earlier. Kivio, I don't understand why Kivio only come off after 71st minute. He should have come on at half time. He should have come off at half time. It was shocking in the first half. Absolutely shocking. You know, Reece Nelson, yeah, he wasn't that great. Emil Smith-Rowe comes on. What did he really do? What did he really offer? Non vi nada. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really see anything. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I didn't really see much from either one of them, to be honest with you. They weren't that effective, but it is what it is. Saka passes to Xhaka, who shoots, deflects off the sporting player and goes in, and it's 2-2. And this is what I want to see: players shooting more, taking more. You know, it's not always trying to walk it into the back of the goal. Sometimes just take a shot. You're in a good position, take a shot, take a chance. You never know. Xhaka did. And yes, it was a little bit of luck to get the deflection and go in. But at the end of the day, if you didn't take the shot and just passed it backwards sideways, then we never would have scored the goal. You know what I mean? So we need to shoot more. Not only do we need to improve with our passing and the way that we're providing chances for Martinelli, Saka, Reece Nelson, or whoever's playing as the front three, we need to be more direct in our shooting. We need to shoot more, release it more, you know, make the goalkeeper work, make defenses work. And we're not doing that enough. Xhaka did a 1-2 pass with Martinelli, got in behind and passes it to Saka in the box, who hits it straight at the goalkeeper, was ruled offside. But why didn't we see more of that? Why did we not see more of that? Very simple stuff that we've seen earlier on in the season. At times, we're not doing it. Yeah? Xhaka passes it to Martinelli, makes the run, past the defender, receives the ball back from Martinelli, and he's in behind. Passes it straight into the box. This is what you need to do. Pass and move, pass and move, pass and move. And we've been seeing this team be able to perform and do this under this manager. Why are we not seeing that more? Why are we not seeing that more often? I don't understand. I do not understand why we're not seeing that more often. And this is, I know that it's 2-2. I know that we didn't lose the game. I know that ultimately, you know, we got the second leg to play and this X, Y, and Z. But at the end of the day, man, the performance against the first half against Everton, the performance against Bournemouth, it's not been good enough. And I keep now seeing us only performing for the second half. And that needs to improve. I'm sorry, but that needs to improve. Arteta needs to get these guys kicking into gear straight away. It is an embarrassment to see Sporting. Yeah, Sporting should be kicking themselves. They should have won this game easily 4-2. They should have won this game 4-2 with the chances that they had, maybe even 5-2 with the chance that they had. If they had better finishers, it would have been that scoreline. And I should not be watching my team saying, oh, you know what, we got away with that one. No. This is Sporting Lisbon. This is Sporting Lisbon. They have been atrocious in the Portuguese league. Yeah? So I don't want to hear no justification. No, oh, this, or that, oh, yeah, but no side. But no. Não quero ouvir nenhuma merda. Yeah? Poupa-me, porque eu não estou aqui para ouvir nenhuma desculpa, nenhuma porcaria. Eu não quero ouvir. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. Yeah? Fix up. Because the performances ain't been good enough. They have not been good enough. Ultimately, today, everyone was shocking. Everyone was poor. Defensively, we were the worst side of the pitch. The worst side of the team was the defense. The midfield was rubbish. Yes, they improved in the second half, but then the defense kept letting them down. And then the strike force. I mean, who played well? Martinelli didn't play well. I mean, none of them played well. I can't even just pinpoint one person. It was atrocious from everyone. You know what I mean? Arsenal today had 14 shots. 14 shots overall. Sporting had 10. Sporting had 6 shots on target. Arsenal had 7. Arsenal had 68% possession and Sporting had 32. And this is what I've been saying with all the possession, all the little passes. What are we doing with those passes? What are we doing? Because we're not direct enough. With that amount of possession, I'm expecting more goals. I'm expecting more shots on target. We're not creating enough. Completely wasted the second half. And listen, we got away with it, but we better step up against Fulham because this level of performance against Fulham, we're in for a long weekend. We're in for a very, very long weekend. I was already when I looked at the starting lineup thinking, why are certain players playing? Obviously, Odegaard wasn't on the bench. I was already thinking, why is Kivior playing there? Why are we playing certain players like that? I don't understand what's going on, but it is what it is. We've got away with it and we move. But ultimately, certain things need to fix up. Let me get into what you lot think, what you lot are saying, what you lot's thoughts are of the game. This is why man said sign a top striker. 65% possession, 2-2, 1 Saliba, 1 own goal. I don't get the complacency of this club, regardless of whether we progress or not. Bro, this is what I'm saying, bro. Today we got away with it because the centre-back scored in an own goal. This is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But ultimately, we're still in the competition. We haven't lost today, but we need to step it up because it ain't good enough. It ain't good enough. We ain't got no striker available and no striker that's in form. We got a midfield that are struggling to create chances, are struggling to break down defenses. We got Saka that's burnt out. We got Reece Nelson that is reverting back to the level that we've known him to be. Not good enough, if I'm being completely honest. We got to fix up. We got to fix up, man. We got to fix up. We got Kivior that's only coming for 1 game and he's not able to do it, not able to cut it. Zinchenko constantly playing on that left-hand side. I don't know why. Not helping Reece Nelson on that left-hand side, not overlapping Reece Nelson. And you can see how Reece Nelson is suffering from the same thing Martinelli gets when he plays on the left-hand side. No one overlapping. No one giving him an extra option. Nobody helping him going forward on that left-hand side. And you can see how it hinders him. I'm not saying that Reece Nelson's completely void of responsibility for his own performance, but he needs help. He needs help. Ben White still being naive in bombing forward, leaving space in behind. How many times did they attack us? How many times did Sporting get in behind and Ben White was nowhere to be seen? Zinchenko was nowhere to be seen. Well, Edwards was cooking Ben White. Edwards was cooking Ben White today. Cooking this guy. Like a fresh Brazilian churrasco. You know what I'm saying? All you can eat churrasco. Nah, it's not good enough. Trincão, you know. Trincão. This guy is average. Average. Cooking Zinchenko as well. Nah, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. It's not good enough, man. It really isn't good enough. You know what I'm saying? And we got to step it up. Saka, Gramansin moving gingerly, end of the game. Bro, it is what it is. For close to 200k a week, I expect more from Martinelli. I expect more as well. But at the same time, I mean, I expect more as well from Granit Xhaka, Jorginho, and Fabio Vieira. Fabio Vieira is an attacking midfielder. Granit Xhaka seems to thrive more going forward. Jorginho has a great pass on him. You've got a great long-range pass. Did we see any of these lot show any of those talents today? No. So as much as I can get onto Martinelli, at the end of the day, playing as a striker, which is what he was playing today, you're only as good as your service. If you're not getting any service, what do you expect from the striker? Especially Martinelli, that's playing out of his position. So I understand the criticism of Martinelli, but at the same time, I can understand him not being that great today because the service wasn't there and he's playing out of position. Now, bro, the midfield today, bro, they were doing nothing. Last second corner, we can't even put the ball into the box. Hits the first man. It's shocking, bro. It's shocking. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, people. Dej quotes, we are winning the Premier League and Champions League. We will deal with Milan easily. Bring us any team, but PSG or Madrid, Arsenal will finish 8th. Listen, tomorrow we're going to be having the rival show, me and Deji. So listen, make sure you tune in for that one. Make sure you tune in for that one because I want to see. Listen. He's going to have to explain himself because I told him you're going to die on that sword. You ain't winning the Champions League, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I guess as a Tottenham fan, that's what they got in it. They got to convince themselves. I'm worried for Arsenal. I want you to be relevant for the sake of our show. Deji, thank you. You're not a fortune teller, absolute charlatan. Listen, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. I was smiling when they crashed out of the Champions League. Oh yeah, one more. We have the best strike force in Europe with Son and Kane, bro. Them man there. Listen, I want to hear the excuses. Deji, you got a couple of hours, yeah, till we do the show tomorrow to come up with excuses. I don't know. Go look in Twitter. See what they're saying on Twitter, on Instagram. See what the most popular excuses are for Tottenham fans at the moment. We made changes. The lads tried. Listen, not good enough. I'm sorry, not good enough. We did make changes, but it weren't good enough. Yeah, I'll give it that Tomiyasu actually played decently when he come on for Zinchenko. Cool, but he should have come on a lot earlier. Thomas Partey played well. Gabriel played a lot better than Kivior. Emil Smith-Rowe didn't really do anything, and this is why I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of done with Emil Smith-Rowe. Like that guy's frustrating me. I can't lie, but I know he's coming back from injury, and I know he needs to bring up. He needs to get his. He needs to get some games under his belt, but I don't know, man. Rashi scored for United. Well, no shock there. Tina Turner apparently called the ball, so Kiri ducked out because of that. Don't know how true that is, but it explains it. Bro, it don't matter, bro. You can't, man. Nah. Get your head to it, bro. What if the goalkeeper doesn't get to it? Listen, I don't know how true that is. For me, I don't like seeing centre-backs ducking out of headers like that. Nah, I can't excuse that. For me, he should still be getting his head to it. Header it out, you know, but it is what it is. Because ultimately, the goalkeeper, Tina Turner, didn't get to the ball. You know what I'm saying? And then Tina Turner didn't get to the ball, nor did Kivior get to the ball, and then we conceded a goal. So just get it, you know, for me, nah. You should have done better. Tini is a leader. He can attack, he can defend. I understand he was ill today, but he's a huge miss. I'll be pissed off if the club sells him. I think he wants to go. I think he had enough. I think he's had enough. I don't even believe that he's ill. I think there's a falling out between Tini and the club. I think he's thinking, nah, you lot are taking a piss. I'm bouncing. I'm not tolerating this. That's what I think he's doing. Because obviously he's seen Zinchenko have stinkers or get beaten at left back, and he's thinking, hold on, I'll do a better job than him. Why am I not in the team? I understand that you know they both offer different things. One is inverted, the other one runs down the channels, but ultimately they're both playing in a defensive position. And the most important thing is to do what your position requires. If you're a defender, you need to defend. Everything else is secondary. Defend first properly, then do everything else secondary. That's how I look at it. But we may have had 65% possession, but both teams had very similar possession in each other's third. Our possession was in the center of the pitch. That's what I'm saying, bro. We're not progressing the ball forward. We're not going forward. We're not doing what we should be doing. It ain't good enough. It ain't good enough. It honestly isn't good enough. You know what I mean? And this is what I keep saying. Like I've seen it before. I remember the first game against Man United this season when we had all the possession, and I was hearing Arsenal fans saying, "Oh, we deserve to win the games." No, Possession doesn't win you the games. And today we had all that possession, but I actually think that Sporting had the more clearer cut chances, the better chances. They had the better chances. We should not be expecting this against a Portuguese side. I'm sorry. Especially Sporting. They're not even the best team in Portugal. We should be doing better. Não acredito. Não. Sinceramente, eu tô cansado dessa porcaria. Eu não tô aqui para ouvir possession. No. Put the ball in the back of the net. Create chances for the strikers and you'll score goals and you'll win games. It's as simple as that. So I hear you, Arsenal Manic, man. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Arteta can't get the best out of the second string team. I actually think the second string team ain't good enough. You know, I ain't changed my opinion that Fabio Vieira ain't good enough. I ain't changed my mind that Kivio ain't good enough. You know what I'm saying? I ain't changed my mind that Jorginho playing as a CDM isn't good enough. He isn't good enough as a CDM. So I don't really know about that. I mean, Reece Nelson, for me, I never looked at him and thought, he's a top baller. He's not. I've never seen anything to show me that. He has little moments, but he's not a great baller. He's not a great performer. I'm not, you know, so for me, it's just like, well, a lot of these rotation players aren't good enough. I don't even think that he can't get the best out of them. I think a lot of them ain't good enough. Big up Northside, big up to you, bro. Saka needs a break, and idiot Arteta keeps starting him every game. Bro, I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, bro. I'm telling you. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am wrong, yeah? I'm praying right now. Para Nossa Senhora Fátima do Céu, yeah? Por favor, meu Deus, proteja... Listen, let me get... If only I had some water. Proteja o Espírito Santo para proteger Saka. Because I'm telling you right now, it's going to be long if this guy gets injured, yeah? So I'm putting all the Portuguese holy water on Saka right now. If this guy gets injured because he keeps getting overplayed, I'm telling you right now, I'll be calling Arteta marica, filho da puta, viado da merda, palhaço. I'll be calling him everything under the sun in Portuguese. I had enough, bro. This guy needs to be rested. He needs to be rested. I know I wanted a full strength team coming up against Sporting, but the one player that deserves a rest and I'd understand is Saka. This guy plays every minute of every game and never gets subbed off. Bruv, I don't know. Yo, Brandon, big up, bro. Where's Deji? Listen, it'll be on tomorrow, man. It'll be on tomorrow. How the F Arsenal being schooled and allowed that bum Paulinho to tap it in. Where's the marking in Sporting's first goal? Arsenal could have suffered a third if Paulinho was a decent striker. This is what I'm saying, bro. It's ridiculous. The guy is not even levels like that. Sporting have been the epitome of inconsistent this season. Kind of like Tottenham. You know what I'm saying? Over there in the Portuguese league. And we're struggling to beat them. We're struggling to create clear-cut chances. We're struggling to break down their defense. It's not good enough. It ain't good enough, bro. It ain't good enough. And the chances they had, if I was a Sporting fan, I'd be kicking myself out. How did we not bury these guys? And make the journey to the Emirates a lot easier. I don't know. The amount of times Arsenal allowed Sporting to press high on the pitch gave me chills because they were making mistakes during the first stage of the build-up play. Bro, everyone out of position. Jorginho way too far up. Ben White way too far up. Jorginho way too far up. Kivio not marking his man. Saliba at times as well not marking his man and dominating the box and getting control of the box and of the defense. Not good enough. Fabio Vieira not dropping back enough to help defensively. Granit Xhaka not helping back defensively. Then again, he ain't got the legs. He ain't got the pace. You already know that Granit Xhaka ain't going to do the defensive work. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Really isn't good enough. Hello, Northside. How you doing, Joanne? I hope you're good. How do you feel about this draw, Joanne? Like I said, I'm not vexed, but I'm not happy. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Like I'm glad that we at least got a draw, but I was expecting us to cook these guys, and I'm not impressed by Arteta. I think, as you know, over the season we've given Arteta a lot of praise to get us in this position. A lot of praise in even against Bournemouth, getting players off. It's not working. Get them off early. I think today, yes, he made substitutions. For me, I think he made it way too late. If I'll be completely honest, you should have done it by halftime. It is okay to change things at halftime. If in the first half it's not working, change it. I will give him credit for the way that we come out in the first 20, 25 minutes of the second half. I think we was a lot more direct. We was asking questions of Sporting Lisbon. So there are things, but there are also criticisms. And these criticisms he needs to fix up. This defense is too weak. There's way too many defenders that can't defend properly, or make way too many deficiencies in this defense. Some have a lack of pace. Some don't know how to read the game. Some don't know how to pick up their man. Some don't know how to header. Some don't know how to track back. I mean, you know, some don't know how to overlap. There's a lot of issues with Arsenal defensively, and we got to talk about it. We definitely have to talk about it. The defense was a crock of shit, 100%, 100%. Botard meu irmão, once again, a disappointing European performance, 100%, bro. And this is why when certain people are telling me, oh, let's rotate, I was like, mas você tá louco? Tu estás maluco ou tu estás louco? Tu estás doido? Mas o que está a passar aqui? We have not been convincing with our rotation players. So this year in the Europa League, we weren't convincing against Zurich. We weren't that convincing against PSV. Yes, we won these games, but we was not convincing. And this is why I didn't want rotation players playing today, because I've seen enough of them against teams that are not as good as Sporting. Arguably, PSV isn't better than Sporting. Zurich definitely isn't as good as Sporting. And we struggled. And this is why I didn't want to see a lot of the rotation players today. I wanted a full strength team, barring probably Saka would be the one that I'd actually understand, not playing a full 90 minutes. But what do I know? What do I know? Zinchenko is great in the midfield, but an awful defender. But we've been saying this. The thing is, we've been saying this. Just play Zinchenko in the midfield. Play Tini there. Best of both worlds. You know, very, very simple. Tini can track back. He's a better defender and could also overlap if you play Reece Nelson there on the left or Martinelli. Then you play Zinchenko in the middle, which, like I said, Zinchenko found Martinelli and put him in a very good position with the through ball. Got Martinelli on a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Martinelli hits it straight at the goalkeeper. If you play Zinchenko as a midfielder in the Xhaka role, imagine how many more opportunities that we will make. We'll start turning all this possession that we had today, the 65, 63% possession that we have, and we'll actually create more clear-cut chances with players that are more direct, like Zinchenko, instead of playing players like Granit Xhaka that isn't doing good enough. Yeah, and like I said, scoring a goal doesn't mean that you can misplace passes, not track back and do all of that. Just because you score a goal doesn't mean that ultimately you had a good performance. Jorginho as well. So, you know, we need to improve on that side. Big up North side, we were missing 4 players in Odegaard, Jesus, and Ketia and Trossard. So not looking into this result, but we need a proper 9, false 9. Don't always work. Summer investments, CDM, and a striker. Listen, yeah, at the end of the day, for me, there's no excuse about, oh, we're missing this player, we're missing that player, and this and that. We should have went and got the players that we needed in January, because I already would have said that, listen, we can't just continue with Eddie Nketiah. He's not of the level. He's a player that can turn up once in a while, but he's not good enough to rely on until Jesus comes back. And then when Jesus comes back, it's going to be like Emil Smith-Rowe. He needs to get that rhythm again. He needs to get games under his belt. He needs to start building momentum, because football's all about momentum. So I hear you, but at the same time, it's like, bro, I'm not. That's not an excuse for Arteta for me. It's not an excuse for Edu for me, because I've been saying that we needed players in January and in the summer, and the club didn't do it. So now that we're thin, well, we were thin in January transfer window. We was thin back in the summer when you're looking at this squad and you're thinking there's no adequate replacements for a lot of these starting lineup players. So it is what it is, you know. But at the end of the day, we move forward. At the end of the day, the transfer window's shut, and it is what it is. Absolutely shocking defending for the first goal. Turner gets me nervous when he's on the ball. That's another thing. Like, just put Turner on the bench. Like, why does Turner have to play? If he doesn't like it, go out alone. You're not good enough. I saw you come from the MLS. You come from touchdown. Put a touchdown. Nah, man. You ain't good enough, bro. You ain't good enough. We're playing against Sporting. Why not just play Ramsdale, bro? Goalkeepers, it's the one position that you can play every game of the season, because it's the least physically demanding in terms of fatigue. It's the least physically demanding, so just play Ramsdale. Don't risk it. Now we'll go to the Emirates, and now we have to win. Yeah? But these lot might make it hard for us. These lot may shut up shop and make it hard for us. Obviously, there are some players that won't be there at the Emirates. I think Sebastian Coates, the centre back, and Morita. I think that was their second yellow, so they're going to miss the game at the Emirates. But ultimately, I'm expecting Sporting to do what they did today, which is hit us in the counter. And if we keep defending like that, it's going to be shambolic. And if we dare put Tina Turner in goal, well, it's going to be a long game. It's going to be a long second leg. Our passing and defense has been shocking the last few games. Arteta needs to fix up, as well as the players. 100%. The players have to be accountable as well. As much as I put it on Arteta, the players have to be accountable as well, because, you know, at the end of the day, Jorginho, use your best attribute. Put the long balls in through to Martinelli. Keep providing it. Keep giving it to him. Just like the way that Bruno Fernandes does for Rashford. He just keeps doing it. And eventually he'll score. Eventually he'll get him in through. I'd rather see players playing risky passes and trying to cut and dismantle defenses than just playing it backwards, sideways. 110 flipping crosses into the box when we don't have a target man. Last time I checked, we ain't got Mitrovic up front. So why are we spamming bare crosses into the box? At times I'm seeing Reece Nelson spamming crosses into the box going to no one. Fabio Vieira spamming crosses in the box going to no one. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense, bro. So I get it. North side, that is pretty harsh. Zinchenko is really world class. I don't think it's harsh, bro. I don't think it's harsh, because if Zinchenko plays in the Xhaka role, I'll give him a bit more leeway and say, okay, cool. That, you know, playing in the Xhaka role, you're more about, you know, playing the ball, being progressive with the ball, starting a counter attack. We're not really relying on you too much to defend. When you're a left back, when you're a centre back, when you're a right back, you being out of position, you not tracking back, leaves a gaping hole and puts the centre backs and the goalkeeper in sticky situations. And we're easily overloaded because now we're gone from 4 people at the back to 3. It's really basic. So me saying that Zinchenko ain't doing good enough is a fact, because he's being utilised as a left back and he's not, game in, game out, he's not doing his defensive duties. And it's not good enough. It ain't good enough. And it's not just Zinchenko. Anybody else that I'm getting on to Ben White. I've said the same thing about Ben White. So there's no favoritism here. At the end of the day, if you're a defender, defend. Everything else is secondary. And when you don't, you get exposed. I remember when Liverpool was going through their little down patch, and everyone's getting onto Trent. Why? Because when he started avoiding his defensive duties and just bombing forward and not tracking back, it was exposed in Liverpool. And it's the same way that we're getting exposed as Zinchenko. And it ain't good enough. It ain't good enough. He's got to fix up. If Zinchenko is not able to do the defensive job, which I believe, take him out of that left back position. He's done it with Ben White. The thing is, Arteta's done it with Ben White. He's done it with other players. With Xhaka, he gave him a new role to play forward. Forget about defending. You just keep playing balls forward and providing for the front three. Ben White last season was playing as a centre back, his main position. What did he do? Move him to the right. And overall, this season, Ben White's had a good season and he's looked a lot more convincing as a player. So do the same with Zinchenko. Put him in the middle. If you can see that he has the same deficiencies as Xhaka, do it. Because ultimately, every time Zinchenko is going into the middle, Granit Xhaka is then covering for him, and Granit Xhaka isn't an adequate replacement to fill in as left back. He isn't good enough. He ain't got the pace, and he's not good at defending or intercepting passes or marking a man. So for me, it's a lose-lose doing all of that. And Sporting, rightfully so, exploited that. Arsenal in the Champions League, Freddy Krueger settings, bro, it's mad. I'm absolutely convinced Arteta doesn't want Tierney. I don't think he does, and I don't understand why. And I said this yesterday on Jez's show. I said, we've got Zinchenko that doesn't excel defensively. Xhaka doesn't excel defensively. Jorginho doesn't excel defensively. Fabio Vieira doesn't excel defensively. Rob Holding doesn't excel defensively. He ain't a great defender. And we've got Tierney and Partey. That's probably our best. Tierney, Partey, Saliba, and Gabriel are the only ones that excel defensively. Why would you get rid of one of them in Tierney? Because today we didn't play Tierney, and you had Zinchenko that can't defend properly, Kivior that can't defend properly, Xhaka that can't defend properly, Jorginho that can't defend properly, and Sporting Lisbon. Look how many chances they had. They scored 2 goals. You need players that excel defensively as well. You can't just have a team with everyone that excels going forward. They're better at playing the ball forward and being attacking than they are defensive. There are times where you have to sit back. There's time where you have to absorb pressure. There's time where the opposition team have momentum and you have to sit back and hit them on the counter. And if you've got players that don't know how to defend, don't know how to mark their man, don't know how to read the game defensively, then you're going to pay. You're going to pay for that. And we did today. So for me, nah, man, getting rid of Tini is ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. An own goal saved us. That was a poor performance, 100%. 100%, Craig. Arteta running Saka to the ground. I'm telling you, bro. Guys, cool down. The performance was good, but should have been better. Understand we were in Lisbon. What's that mean? What does that mean? What do you mean that we understand that we was in Lisbon? Since when do British fans rate Portuguese teams or say, oh, Lisbon is a tough place to go to? But all of a sudden, because Arsenal got a draw, all of a sudden tá difícil, tá complicado, epa, temos que ver a cena como deve ser, porque tá pouco complicado. No. The Portuguese league is below the French league and it's below the Bundesliga. And people go, the Bundesliga is a joke, the French league is a joke. So now don't tell me that we're going to Sporting, that's not even the best team in Portugal, and you're saying, but understand that we was in Lisbon. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Because I didn't see anybody before the game started saying a match prediction of predict Sporting Lisbon to beat Wackas 3-0. So yeah, I don't understand it. Like, it's got nothing to do with that. We should be, and I do expect my club to go to Sporting Lisbon and slap these guys up. These guys are bums, bro. These guys are the Tottenham of Lisbon. Yeah, these guys aren't Benfica. These guys are the bums of Lisbon. So I'm expecting us to do the job against them. It's not about cool down, because I'm not throwing all my tools at the pram. I'm talking about things of the game that need to be improved and issues that I've been seeing now 3-4 games in, that I keep seeing certain issues, like our defensive fragilities, like the fact that the midfield can have so much possession and create so little with the amount of possession that they have. This is an issue. The fact that Arsenal seem to, in the last couple of games, only turn up for 45 minutes. We only turn up for one half. So listen, it is what it is. I'm not here often, but always listening. My guy, the way you talk is strictly to the point. Respect. Big up to you, bro. Thank you. It is what it is, bro. Gotta call it as I see it. Everything I say, I can back up because it's things that I see. So I'm not making it up. Some people want to be blind and want to do the John Cena, you can't see me, and they don't want to see certain things. That's up to them. And then when shit hits the fan, they want to talk about it when the season's over. No, I'll call it out now, because we can actually address these things now. The manager can address these things now. The players can up their game now, can improve on themselves defensively right now. So it is what it is, bro. Big up to you, man. Love for watching the show. We scored 2 goals when we were missing 3 first forwards. Okay, so what? Well, I don't know if that's a justification. If that's a justification, bro, you need to up your standards, bro. My standards is about winning. My standards isn't about looking for excuses as to why we're not playing well. Because this wasn't just against Sporting. This is the same in other games, previous games that we've had as well, where defensively we're not good enough. And going forward, I mean, the midfield, we're talking about we ain't got a striker. The midfield, we still got most of our midfielders. We still got most of our midfielders available, barring Odegaard. And this is the problem. People can't say, we got this player missing, that player missing. People are hyping up to me about Nketiah. People are hyping up to me about Fabio Vieira, saying that he's this and that. People telling me Jorginho's this and that. So if you're going to hype up Jorginho, hype up Fabio Vieira when we bought him, hype up Reece Nelson, certain Arsenal fans in the fan base saying that we should give him a contract extension. Certain people saying Granit Xhaka is a top player. Look at what he's done this season. You can't hype these players up when the going is good, and when the going's bad, oh yeah, but we're missing this player, we're missing that player, we're missing this. Nah, either you rate them or you don't rate them. Because when we have to rely, when things are going good, everyone's pumping their chest about certain players. When shit ain't going that great and we ain't looking that good, oh yeah, but we needed the other players. Why did you hype me up about these players then? It don't make no sense. Don't hype me up about Fabio Vieira. Don't hype up about Jorginho. Because clearly, when shit hits the fan, these are not the players that a lot of fans, like yourself probably, really rate or really want to rely on. So you don't really rate them as much as you say you do. It is what it is, man. Pass and move, it's the Arsenal groove. Look at that. I like that. But unfortunately, yeah, it wasn't like that today. It was a terrible performance. It was. It was. I wasn't surprised at the result. I knew Sporting would give it a go. I love churrasco. Come on, man. Everyone loves a barbecue, man. Everyone learns a barbecue. I got to learn Portuguese. North side too much, bro. Big up, man. It is what it is, man. All you need to know is puta de merda, toma no cu, foda-se is a good one as well. But yeah, just bare rude. But then again, nah, actually, don't be saying that to people, because if you say that to someone you don't know that's Portuguese, you probably get a punch in the face. So listen, don't be saying this to strangers that you don't know, innit? I'm not telling you not to say all of this, innit? You know what I mean? It'll get sticky for you still. You can't go up to a Portuguese person calling them marica, calling them viado da merda. You can't, yeah? So people, leave it to YouTube comments, man. Stop crying, Northside, Kieran, Trossard, Martin, Eddie, all ill. All right, cool. Cool. The same person that justified January window of not doing what was necessary. So if we bottle the Europa and we don't win the league, then cool. Cool. Don't cry at the end of the season then. Kane was not able, and Son failed to shine. It is what it is, man. Tottenham, I wasn't even surprised. For real though, this side is not ready for Champions League ball. I don't think they are as well. As a squad, I don't think we're ready. But there's a lot that we still need to do. We were whack in the group stages as well, even though we finished top. Our B team failed to impress. Facts. We're in the Champions League next season. We can't rotate like we're doing in the Europa. 100%. 100%. Certain man out here getting cooked in the Champions League if we don't do what needs to be done. And I'm yet to see us go into a transfer window and do what's necessary. We are losing at Anfield and Etihad. Can see us dropping points at Fulham as well. Listen, hopefully you're wrong, bro. Hopefully you're wrong, and hopefully that don't happen. 3 key players out, and they're coming to the Emirates Stadium, Northside. You're not that daft. Listen, 3 key players out, so why didn't we go and get players that are of the same level in case those 3 players are out due to injury, fatigue, whatever the case may be, and then we don't have this problem? Oh yeah, but it don't matter. With Arsenal fans, let's just talk about it when shit goes sideways. Let's just talk about it once players get injured. Yeah, it's not about being proactive. It's about being reactive. So, bro, I'm not hearing it, bro. Because I've been saying that we needed to go out there and do what needs to be done, but in the January transfer window. But a lot of people said it was a 10 out of 10 window. So whatever. Don't complain to me now about 3 key players are out, because you man were gassing up the transfer window saying it was a 10 out of 10. I'm not hearing it. Seen enough to say this summer the team needs at least 4 to 5 starters that can compete in all positions. And the drop-off isn't as bad. Otherwise, Champions League will be a struggle. And so will the league too. Listen, the fact that you're telling me that we need 4 or 5 starters that can compete for all positions just shows that it ain't good enough. We've been heavily reliant on our main players. And yeah, it is what it is. Let's go out there and do what needs to be done. But it is what it is. Martinelli should have scored tonight. Did lob the keeper. Zinchenko is class. You're clueless. Okay, cool. I'm clueless. Zinchenko, the reason why we're in a title race. Okay. Forward, I ain't seen you in a long time. You got a lot. You want to do keyboard warriors, yeah? Like your Meek Mills, yeah? You want to be the B-Tech Meek Mills. Where are you, bro? Where are you? Because I ain't seen you in a long time. Now you want to start running up your mouth. I don't get it. Sporting this season is being an inconsistent mess, and they don't have the European stomach like Benfica or Porto. Arsenal was not good enough tonight, period. Facts, bro. Big up to you, Francisco. Big up to you, man. I'm going to the favela of Rio and practicing all the words you've taught us with the locals. I hope it's all nice words. Well, it's not. So I wouldn't advise you to do that. I definitely, especially not in Brazil, because it can get a bit sticky. You call someone something like that. Listen, just don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. I'm telling you right now. The minimum you're probably going to get is a punch in the face. And, Arsenal Manic, I like you. I don't want that happening to you. Turner disappointed me today. Made a few good saves, but looked shaky dealing with high balls. I don't think Ramsdale would have done better, though. He was poor against PSV in the group stages. I get that, but I think overall he's a better keeper. And I don't think we need to be playing Tina Turner. We all agree that Ramsdale's a better goalkeeper, so just don't risk it. Just don't risk it. You know, don't play Turner. Like, he's got a fight to get in the team. And at the end of the day, I don't care if he doesn't get any games. For me, I don't care. You know, you got to fight for your place. If you don't like it, go out on loan. Nun Tavaj went out on loan. You know, so that's how I look at it, bro. That's how I look at it. The window was an 8 out of 10. All right, Fuad. All right. But 8 out of 10 window, what are you on about? Around 4 out of 10 at best. Yeah, for me, that was a 3 out of 10. But there you go. And one of the guys from that window, Kivior, yeah, would you say Fuad that was a great debut? Because I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. And as much as I cuss Rob Holding, I can't remember the last time Rob Holding ducked out of a header like that, the way Kivior did. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. But it is what it is, people. Make sure you like and subscribe. And listen, I'll be back for the match reaction for the game against Fulham this weekend. So make sure you like and subscribe. And without further ado, I'm out, Kada.